Hi, of Team Transtastic, it's Julian and I'm recording a new video. I've been trying to make this video so many times, but the right words just weren't there. The topic of the week is intersectionality, and I'm going to talk about a community in Mexico, queer indigenous community. You know, they live. It's called the Muxes, and they live in Oaxaca, which is a it's a state in the south, and in that state there is a town that's called Juchitán, and that's where the Muxes live. Um, Muxe means woman in Zapoteco, one of the many languages that exist in Mexico. Well, not native languages, that is. And Muxes, well, are essentially assigned male at birth people who live live within the gender roles that are usually associated to women. So they are attracted to men, and they take care of the house. They do the activities that women do that are such like embroidery and the making of the skirts or the dresses that indigenous women wear in those communities. And well, they do other things. Sometimes they take care of the elders when they are old, or they make a life with a male partner, and have a family. Or so yes, that's what the Muxes are. And having a child who is a Muxe, who grows up and then identifies as Muxe, it's a point of pride for the family as well. Because as I said before, sometimes it is because they tend to be the ones who take care of their parents when they are elder. But it's also just a pride thing, a good thing. It's seen as a good thing, basically. Now, one thing that I think could be confused is, are Muxes transgender? And no, they're not. It is really a different thing for everybody, like for every Muxe. Sometimes Muxes identify as men who like men and who have no problem and like, doing the things that women do. Like, maybe that's wearing dresses, or maybe that's just doing embroidery and cooking and taking care of their parents and being with other men and all of that. And sometimes I've known of people of transgender women who are native, or who have a Native indigenous heritage, and who identify as Muxe. And it's not so much about if you're a Muxe, you have to identify as with these things, but because it's not reality. In reality, Muxes identify and live in many different ways. They do have this particularity that they live in women gender roles, but they don't necessarily identify as women or as trans. The same way that some queer Native Americans identify as third spirit, it's basically the same thing. So Muxe is an identity that it is oftentimes claimed by them. I thought that it was a good thing to talk about this week, because Muxes is an identity that intersects two categories. That is not really gender identity, but maybe being queer, or gender non-conforming, and also being indigenous. If you want to know more about Muxes, you can Google that. The Nat Geo did a documentary, not a documentary, but a section on it on the show Taboo, but I think it was only for Taboo Latin America. So you could Google that. You could Google Muxes Nat Geo, and maybe you could find some results. But I will also put the link to a trailer of a movie, Mexican movie, that is has Mushe as the main role. That's all I wanted to add, guys. I hope you liked it. I will see you next week. Okay, bye.